Hello everyone! Today we're going to make saleeg, and these are the ingredients we're going to need. We're going to need some salt, kosher salt, or you can use whatever salt you'd like. This is sea salt. We're going to need some black pepper. This hasn't been blended yet, so we're going to use some of this. We're going to use some cardamom pods. We're going to need a big piece of butter, and we're going to need masteka. If you don't have masteka, this is fine. It's not really that necessary if you don't have it. This is one chicken. I cut it and removed the skin. We cut it into 8 pieces. We're going to need 1.5 cups of American rice and 1.5 cups of Egyptian rice. This is the same rice they make sushi out of. So if you have this, we're going to need 1.5 cup. If you want to make it less, just go ahead and make it 1 cup, or you can adjust to making it into 2 cups, whatever you need. And we're going to need this low fat regular milk, and we're going to need some powdered milk, and then we're going to mix these together over the fire. Instead of mixing this with water, we're going to mix it in with low fat milk, and then we're going to wash this and soak it in here for half an hour before we use it. So go ahead and wash the rice. Okay, so these are the pots we're going to need. We're going to boil the chicken in this, we're going to make the milk in this, and then we're going to remove, after we boil the chicken, we're going to put everything in this to mix in the rice. Now you need something very deep because you're going to stir it all up. And then if you're short like me, you're going to need something to stand on. And then you're going to have to mix this really well and make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom. So first of all, we're going to boil the chicken. And then some hot water. Just go ahead and put a lot of water, it doesn't really matter. Okay, I put the cardamoms and the black pepper in this. It's going to be easier to remove later. And it doesn't really matter. I mean, you don't want this in your food later. So we're going to close it and we're going to put it in here. We're going to cover the chicken. And then we're going to clean any of the goo that surfaces on top. That's dirt. You don't want to eat that. So we're going to remove it and put it in a separate bowl and then throw it away later. Okay, a lot of people would notice why we didn't put salt now. Actually, we're going to put the salt at the very end when everything is almost done, because it's kind of sweet and savory at the same time, the rice. So we're gonna not add the salt at this stage. We're gonna make the mixture for the milk. Now this is about 2 cups of low-fat milk. 1 cup. Okay, that's 2 cups. And we're gonna add 4 tablespoons of powdered milk. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to bring this to a boil. And then we're going to put it on the rice as the last ingredient. Okay, so this is the dirt I was telling you about before. So you don't want this in your food. So you're going to just remove it like this. And you're actually going to do this maybe like 5-6 times, depending on how much dirt the chicken releases. Now we're going to scoop it and throw it out. After you're done, just cover it again, and then we're ready to continue. Okay, so the chicken is done. We're going to turn off the heat, and then I'm going to put the chicken in this container. Be careful when you're taking them out, they're really hot. So we took them all out. We're gonna remove this also. This has the cardamoms and the black pepper. Just throw it away. We're gonna drain this in the big pot using a sifter to remove all the bits and pieces that we don't want. We're gonna put this chicken in the oven. In the meanwhile, we don't want it to cool. So the sifter, go ahead and put it like this, and we're gonna bring this see all the icky bits and pieces we don't want. That's the stuff we're gonna throw out now. Okay, so we're gonna add the rice. which we soaked for 10 minutes. I had added the mustaka before we put the rice. As I said before, if you don't have the mustaka, it's fine. It doesn't really make that big of a difference in the flavor. So we're going to bring this to a boil, and then we're going to cover it, and then lastly we're going to add the milk and the salt. Okay, so I added about one more cup of hot water, and then I let it simmer for about 5 minutes on high heat. I'm going to cover it for maybe another 10 minutes, but you need to occasionally stir it so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. Okay, so maybe about 20 minutes into this, let me show you. The rice has expanded a bit and the water has reduced significantly, so I'm going to reduce the heat on this to about 3 while I'm going to cover it also. I don't want it to dry out. I'm going to bring this to a boil, the milk, and then we're going to put it over it, and then we're going to add the salt. So we're going to bring this to a boil. Now you don't want to cover it so that it doesn't overflow, and you want to mix it in so it doesn't stick to the bottom. So we're going to constantly whisk it so it doesn't burn. And then lastly we're going to add it to the rice. Okay, so the milk is boiled. Turn this off. Okay, at this point we're not going to cover the rice anymore. We're going to add the milk. If you're like me, you hate waste, I'm going to add a little bit of hot water in this, and then I'm going to add it over here. So we're going to mix this. So we're going to, I don't need to cover this anymore, so we're going to mix this really well. I had turned down the heat some more, so I'm going to put it on a 5. So this is medium heat while you're stirring this. We're not going to cover this anymore, and we're not going to stop stirring it. So it could all mix together and blend really well. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of salt. So we're going to add 1 tablespoon first. We're going to try it. If it's not salty enough, we're going to add some more. And please try your food before you add anything else. I think the rice is just a little bit hard. We're going to add 1 more cup of water because this rice is supposed to be extremely soft. So we're going to add 1 cup of boiling water. That's about 1 cup. If you need more water, go ahead and add. If you need more milk, add some more milk. If you need more salt, add more salt. I tasted it. We're going to add another tablespoon of salt. And we're going to add just another ½ cup of water. The rice is a little bit still too hard. Okay, 1 cup of water. It doesn't really make a difference if this has too much water because it's kind of like porridge. So at the end, it'll be more condensed than what it is right now. This is finished, and we're about to serve. So I'm going to drop the piece of butter in and just mix it all in before we serve. There you go, it's melting away. So we're going to put the rice. This is the easiest way to pour it. Okay, and then we're going to take the chicken and just layer it. Be careful, it's really hot. There you go. Enjoy!